chapter 8, first Mishnah. משנתנו דנה בשיעורי ההוצאה של משקים ונוזלים שונים. Now we're going to deal with what's the minimum requirement to be obligated to transgress Shabbat when you're taking out liquids. Until now, we did food. Now we're going to do liquids. המוציא יין, someone who takes wine, מרשות לרשות, from one domain to another domain. What's the minimum requirement? שיעורו, the measurement, כדי מזיגת הכוס. The measurement is the way they used to dilute the cup. What does that mean? כוס של ברכה, this is the cup of a blessing, ברכת המזון. In ברכת המזון we're supposed to make it on wine. ששיעורו רביעית לוג. The measurement is a quart of a lug, 1/4 of a lug. וכיוון שיינם היה חריף, because their wine was very potent, it was very harsh, so they never drank it. It was too harsh to drink it just the way it was. I think today they have a little bit, if you ever had port wine, I think it's like almost 30% alcohol. They still make them. I think regular port wine is like 24%, I think. Yeah, so it doesn't taste that good. So what they used to do, נוהגים היו למזוג חלק אחד של יין בשלושה חלקים של מים. They used to dilute it 1/3. 1 part of wine to 3 parts of water. שיהיה היין ראוי לשתייה, because otherwise it's not, it doesn't taste good. So they used to dilute it. ונמצא ששיעור יין למזיגת הכוס, so how much wine are you going to be obligated if you take it in the pure form? רבע של רביעית הלוג. It's a quarter of the lug, which means 1/16 of a lug. It's probably like this much in a cup. That's how much if you take out wine. If regular, I think regular one is a quarter of a lug. Any other liquid is a quarter of a lug, that's the measurement. But pretty simple. חלב, what about milk? המוציא חלב של בהמה טהורה. If you take out milk for a pure animal, שיעורו כדי גמייה. The measurement is mouthful, a mouthful. כמו שהאדם בינוני, it's just like a regular person, בולע בבת אחת, he swallows in one time. שיעור זה הוא פחות מרביעית הלוג. This is a little bit less than quarter of a lug. דבש, how much can you take out honey before you're obligated? כדי ליתן על הכתית. It's in order to give enough, in order to put on a wound. Kititi means on a wound. So they used to put the dvash, they used to make it like a cream for the wounds. They used to make it with other herbs and then just put it on their horse. Again, we're looking for the smallest amount that was used at the time. This is the smallest amount people used. Makash al gav hasus, this is a wound that the horses or the donkeys used to get. Mechamat lachatz hamasot, because of the heavy burdens they used to put on them. V'yesh mefarshim, so it's either on a horse, those who explain, makash al gav hayad, if you have a wound on your hand, or הרגל של האדם, or the foot of a person. ואף על פי שהדבש יקרו לאכילה, even though the main use of honey is for eating, and over here you're not taking it out as a main use, as a secondary use, which is medicine. והרי שנינו, in the end of the previous chapter, שהאוכלים שיעורם כגורגורת, we already gave a measurement in the previous chapter. This is a food. Honey is food. And the food, we have a measurement already. It's the measurement of a kogeret. He said it's a dry fig. You remember? We gave a measurement. So why over here the measurement is less? מכל מקום, הואיל ורגלי להשתמש בו גם לרפואה, since people use honey not just for eating, they also use it for medicine. ושיעור רפואתו קטן מכגולגולת, and when you use it for medicine, you use it for less measurement than a fig, לפיכך מחמירים בו והולכים בו אחר שיעור רפואה. Therefore we're going to be strict in it, and we're going to go after the measurement of medicine and not the measurement of food when it comes to honey. So here we have a new rule. When something is both medicine and food, you would go according to the lesser amount. So if it's food, lesser amount, you go by the food. If it's medicine, lesser amount, you go the lesser. And you'll be obligated in the one that is less. שכל דבר ראוי לשני שימושים, anything that is befitting to two uses, ושניהם מצויים. It's not just two uses and one guy uses it. People use it. You know, everybody used to put honey as a cream at that time. It's something everybody did. Today, nobody does. So today, if you take out honey, it's only food. It's not medicine. That's right. הולכים בו אחר השיעור הקטן. We always go after the more stringent one, the lesser measurement. לחומרה, and we are stringent in there. ברם, דבר שאין מצוי בו אלא שימוש אחד, but anything that people only use for one use, כגון יין, for example wine. Nobody uses wine for medicine. People use wine for drinking, right? שמוציאה בו השתייה ולא הרפואה. What is used for it is drinking and not medicine. אף על פי שלפעמים משתמשים בו גם הרפואה, even though there's some crazy people. I'll give you an example. This is a good example. Vodka, right, or whiskey, they sometimes used to put in the ears when somebody got an infection. But it's not common. It's not something that you use common. So vodka or whiskey, you don't go after how much you put in your ear, how much you drink. Yeah. אין הולכים בו אחר השימוש המצוי. We only go after the thing that people usually use. If somebody is crazy and does something different, we don't care about that. והיינו השתייה. This is the Gemara. Okay, finished. Remember that oil by them had two uses. They used to eat oil and I don't know, anoint. Yeah, they used to anoint. המוציא שמן, so if somebody takes out oil, if it's food, then we already have a measurement. It's either a גורגרת, a fig, or it's the מלוא לוגמב, a full mouthful. Yeah, but over here it's also used for anointing. So the question, how much is it needed for anointing? How much oil do you need to be obligated? So let's see. המוציא שמן, שיעורו כדי לסוך עבר קטן. The measurement is if you have enough to anoint a small limb. What does it mean, a small limb? של תינוק בן יומו. We're talking about a baby. So if you have enough oil to smear on a baby, then you're obligated. How much of the baby you have to smear? והוא אצבע קטנה שברגל. It is the small toe in the leg. So if you have enough oil to put in the small toe in the leg, it's already obligated. אחד מפרקי האצבע הקטנה, one of the joints of the small. It's not even the whole אצבע. It's just one of the joints. Just this part. המוציא מים, if one takes water, it should be obvious. How much? לגימה, right? But there's another use for water. What's the other use? Let's see. כדי לשוף בהם את הכילור. It's enough to לשוף את הכילור. Let's see, what's לשוף את הכילור? כשיעור המים, this is the measurement of water, שהיו נותנים בתוך הכילור. They used to put inside כילור. כילור is a medicine. It's like, it looks like dust. And you would add water to it, and it will become like a paste. And then you will put it. They used to put it on their eyes, if they had sore eyes at the time. So that's kilo. היינו משחת תרופה לעיניים. It's a paste of medicine for eyes. So how much water do you need for that? Almost nothing. It's just for the eye. It's like nothing. 2 drops. And you're already obligated. כדי לשפשפו, in order to rub it, ואף על פי שהמים עיקרם לשתייה, even though water, the main use is for drinking, מכל מקום, אף רפואתם מצויה. People used water all the time for medicine. They mixed medicine all the time with water. If you go to the pharmacy, you're going to see all the time they mix it with water. So since this is something they used a lot, that's the way you do it. ולכן הולכים אחר שיעור רפואתם לחומרה. That's why we go after the measurement for stringency. כמו שביארנו לעיל, like we explained above, because water is something you use for medicine very often. ושאר כל המשקין, and all the other drinks, שאין משתמשים בהם לרפואה, שיעורם ברביעית הלוג. So everything else, the measurement is like a quarter of the log, which is a little bit more than the מלוא לוגמיו, than what you swallow. וכל השופכין, and all the things you pour out, שופכים in America, if you go by ever traveled with the caravans, what do you call them? The mobile homes. So you've got two kinds of water over there. You've got regular water and then you have gray water. You know what gray water is? Yeah, gray water is water that's already used. You're not going to drink it. You're not going to wash with it. That's gray water. So this is shofchin. So the question now, we know about regular water, how much you're obligated. What about gray water? If I have gray water, how much do I need to take out for gray water? Because I'm not going to drink it. So now what's the measurement for gray water? That's the next question. Okay? וכל השופכין, and all the שופכין, המים הנשפכים שאינם ראויים לשתייה. This is the water that you pour out, that nobody drinks them. It's not befitting to be drink. אבל לגבל בהם את הטיט. But what do you people use to them? They used to make cement out of them. They used to mix it, in order to make cement and stuff like that. אף הם שיעורן ברביעית הלוג. That also the measurement is quarter of a lug. Whatever quarter of a lug is. Rabbi Shimon Omer. So you would think, hey, that doesn't make sense. But maybe people used to make a little bit of cement sometimes to patch a hole. So Revi'it Elug is that the minimum amount he used to make. Maybe that's why he's saying it. So it doesn't help you if it's gray water. It's still going to be Revi'it Elug because people still use this. Revi'it Elug to make a little cement in order to patch a hole in the wall or something, whatever they needed. Okay? Rabbi Shimon Omer, Rabbi Shimon says, Kulam. כל המשקים, he says all the drinks, אף היין והחלב וכולו, also the wine, the milk and everything, שיעורן ברביעית הלוג. So Rabbi Shimon disagrees. He says everything is a quarter of a lug. ולא אמרו חכמים כל השיעורים הללו. And sometimes we said it's less, sometimes we said it's a mouthful, sometimes we said it's just a little couple of drops for medicine. So it says, no, I disagree. Everything is a quarter. Only a quarter. But, לא אמרו חכמים כל השיעורים הללו. It says, when the sages says these measurements, הנזכרים במשנתנו, שהם פחות מרביעית, they said it's less than a quarter, אלא למצניעיהם. It says it's for the crazy guy who makes it important. If a regular guy takes milk out, I don't know, he takes it out for whatever reason. How much he needs to be obligated? Sorry, let's use a better example. If a regular guy, like me and you, take water out, how much he needs? He needs a quart. A quarter of a log. Whatever, let's say this is a log, he needs a quarter of a log. Then he's going to be obligated. But if a crazy guy takes it out, yeah, and he takes it out to put it under his eyes, because he decided to do it. So now because he made it important, for him it's going to be 2 drops. But for me, I just took out the water. I didn't think for what. A regular person is not thinking it's going to be for medicine or something. I just just took it out. So for a regular person, if he just takes it out for no reason, whatever reason he wants to take it out, he needs a quarter of a log to be obligated. But if a person takes it out for specific use, only then he becomes obligated. This is how Rabbi Shimon learns it. He says, when Chachamim, when the sages says all these things, they're talking about the crazy guy, the one who's Matzniyan, it's called. Ela le Matzniyehem. Klomar, which means, שרבי שמעון חולק על המשנה שראינו בפרק קודם. Rabbi Shimon goes against the Mishnah we learned in the previous chapter. Over there it says שכל המצניע דבר חייב על התוצאה בשיעור כלשהו. Over there it says that if it's important for you, then you're obligated in anything. והוא סובר, and he thinks, שאף המצניע דבר אינו חייב אלא אותו בשבת, אלא אם יש כן בו שיעור מסוים. And he thinks that it has to be of a certain measurement, שאומנם קטן הוא משיעור שכל אדם חייב עליו, and it's less than any measurement that any person is obligated on it. וזהו שאומר רבי שמעון, this is what Rabbi Shimon says, שכל השיעורים שלנו במשנתנו, it says, all the measurements we have in our Mishnah, this Mishnah, לא נאמרו אלא לגבי אנשים מצניעים. They were talked, we thought it's talking about me and you, about every person. It says, no, this is only talking about the strange people. And for every person, we have the measurement for liquids. What's the measurement? A quarter of a log. Only if you think it's important, then it kicks in. אף המשקים אף בכמיון המרתון, שאם הם הוציאו בשיעורים אלו, in other words, יין כדי מזיגת הכוס, חלב כדי גמייה וכולו, הרי הם חייבים. So if they took out a quote, then they're obligated. אבל שאר כל אדם אינם חייבים. But if a regular person takes out a quarter, let's say less than a quart of milk, a little bit less than a quart of milk, he's not obligated. You're not going to tell him, oh no, because you can use it for medicine now. I wasn't thinking about medicine, leave me alone. So he says it's only for the crazy people, not crazy, but those who want to use it for a specific use. אלא אם כן הוציא מהם רביעים הלוג. But halacha is not like Rabbi Shimon, the law is not like Rabbi Shimon, which means anybody who takes a little bit of water out, chayav. From the Torah, he needs to bring a sacrifice.